This is my third conference in the Emirates on the blockchain this year. Definitely, probably the one with the largest audience, and I would say this is a clear indication that blockchain is a key topic across government and the private sector. In the UAE, and I would say more broadly across the region, including Saudi Arabia. I'm a partner at PwC, Middle East, here in Dubai, where I lead the digital and technology consulting practice. Today, I'm here with Ajit, my colleague from the Blockchain Competence Center in London. And the idea is to talk about blockchain in financial services. Today, during the morning, we've seen a lot of sessions around, what is happening in the government sector in the UAE. Today, basically, we want to give a more global perspective from an NFS point of view of what is happening, with our largest clients in the US, in Europe, and in Asia. So, the blockchain somehow was born with Bitcoin and the financial services. And the financial services nowadays are undergoing a massive transformations for many reasons. There are really multiple forces that are concurrent, to really transform and disrupt the banking, the capital markets, and the insurance sectors. From one side, there are emerging technologies like cloud, mobility, analytics that really allow to bring innovative solutions in production in very short time frame and with really marginal costs. From the other side, we see regulators that, financial services is definitely an highly regulated business, and regulators in Europe, US, Asia are really opening up to, let's say, new players. We see the PSD2 directive, to open up the payment business in Europe. We see that the lending sector in the US is somehow, open to, new fintech like, Lending Club, the peer-to-peer lending. And we see also that technologies, players like, the Amazon, the Google, the Apple are entering in a financial service place. They're basically disrupting and attacking some of the key components of the banking value chain, the insurance value chain. So there are multiple, components. The financial service is under attack, and what really see, and this perception from our fintech service this year is growing. So we see that more than 80% of the financial services incumbent at the moment perceive that they are, under attack. They perceive their business is at risk. They are really losing revenues. And now they are trying to fight back. Now, so we see that somehow they're trying to embrace the kind of fintech aptitude and mindset to transform their business and operating model. And we see that more than 80% of the financial services incumbent are planning to increase their digital spending. BNP Paribas basically has launched the digital transformation program. They plan to invest more than 3 billion euro in the next 3 years on digital technologies. JP Morgan, basically they will invest $2.5 billion in the next 2 years in new technologies. $500 million in cybersecurity. UniCredit, one of the largest German and Italian banks, is investing in the next 2 years $1.5 billion in digital. So there is a clear sign that banks are reacting, are fighting back, and are trying to somehow come up with solutions to tackle and to respond to these attacks from the fintech ecosystem. In terms of new technologies, what we see is that, of course, blockchain is in the top 10 list. We expect, of course, that analytics and mobile investment and artificial intelligence will definitely be the primary areas of investment for banks. Of course, customer experience is definitely a key focus area. Blockchain is more on the operation side, on back office, on the payments area. But definitely, the blockchain is moving out of the lab. So far we have seen a lot of proof of concepts. We've seen pilots. But if you look at the results of our survey, we expect that by 2018, 55% of the financial services